this hitbox style controller they're going to be using. I'm expecting some PBs and hopefully cracking down into these low sixes fairly soon here.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely see 5UP being our 35th member of that elusive sub 6 club. We will see if they can get it. Who knows? Maybe Akerasi could join that club as well. But here we go with game number 1. They both have their Razor Shield manipulations to start. Arena 1, it's going to be who has the kill count high and who's in the right spot at the right time. Right now, it does look like it is going to be 5UP with the hole shot. Akerasi cannot get to that nuke, so that's going to be quite a significant lead. It's a 39.5. That's a really good entry time to collect power-ups. Akerasi about 4.25 seconds back with a high 43. Collect power-ups. They're going to be looking for orbs, spreaders, rockets, and vulnerability. That's something when you don't have an orb, but they're going to be looking for something better than that. A foot for Akerasi. So right now, nothing to write home about for either runner, gentlemen.
Then just right as Card said that, Akerasi is able to ride the rockets here.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You can't be getting picked off by the shrapnel this early on here. So, unfortunately, Akerasi losing out on an opportunity there, and 5UP picking up an orb here, plus a spreader to try to finish up this room here, and he'll do so. Not the greatest of time. It's going to be a 127. Just didn't get anything until late, but more importantly, has that orb to take with him to eat my shrapnel. Akerasi still struggling here, has gotten absolutely nothing since losing those rockets, and he's going to be well back early and almost didn't get that Mr. Shrapnel off. This is not going to be a good time. A 146, 19 seconds back, and still no orb. Right now, 5UP having no trouble here, keeping that orb nice and healthy, getting the foot soldiers under control, and making sure that there is not more than 4 Mr. Shrapnels on the screen. He is doing a really, really good job. You know, he's doing this, and the game's really not been giving him weapons to keep him afloat. So his firing lanes have been good, and he's able to keep things under control. He's got a 209 into total carnage.
Yeah, doing just fine without getting the weapon there, like you're saying. Yeah, just keeping those firing lanes clean. Never really had a problem with the shrapnel there. Low 2-minute time. That's all you could really hope for if you're not getting those drops right now. Akerasi, I will say, some dancing had to be done, and then unfortunately just losing the orb right there. So not the easiest of starts right now for Akerasi's side.
No, definitely not. And then the Mr. Shrapnel goes off, so he's going to be more than 30 seconds back going into total carnage. 31 seconds back to be exact. And look at this, 5UP getting the goods. He had vitamin R. Now he's got a razor shield. He should be out of here with a low 3:0 time.
Yeah, it's really easy for 5upamayne now to just keep center control. Even before the Razor, he was doing a very good job managing the lanes.
Tell you what, Akerasi, that's his 3rd orb now, and hopefully he'll be able to keep better control of it because he now has a razor shield, can focus on the middle. It's a 312 for 5UP into the bonus room. Akerasi gets a spreader, so again, that'll help him keep control of the middle. Now he gets vitamin R, so he may have a chance to cut into that lead a little bit, depending on how Akerasi's firing lanes have been in this room. Because remember, he was about 30 seconds back at the start, and he still hasn't finished up the room yet. He's still got quite a few foot soldiers, and he's got a couple of the Mr. Shrapnels left to go. So he still bled time, even though he had some good weapons. It's going to be a 351 as he tries to avoid the mines there. And 5UP loses his orb, but is gonna get a replacement if he can time it right. Good grab there. Knew that the orb spawned at 2 o'clock, so he grabbed it knowing that orb wasn't gonna be picked off. But those purple shirts here, trying to keep it under control. He's had to do a lot of dancing here, but so far so good. Now he's got some vitamin R, potentially to close up the room here. And losing the orb late, so he will not have a chance at the ball buster.
Yeah, it gets really tricky sometimes when you're going for those drops and losing, the center for a moment. Reestablishing that in tank trouble can be very tricky, and unfortunately, we did see that he lost the orb because of that. But he looks like he's cleaning it up right now, and it'll be probably like a 4:45. in a Mutoid Man.
Yep, 444. So if he wanted to get a sub 6, he needs a 75-second fight. Not out of the realm of possibility, but that is going to be a tough ask. Akerasi losing another orb here in tank trouble. I think that's 4 that he has dropped so far in this particular game, and then gets clubbed down. So right now, 5UP in a real good spot to win game number 1, unless he gets trolled to a man. And I say that, and there's that empty drop that you don't want to see in this room.
Yeah, you say just that card, and then it starts happening. Oh no, where's the empty drop? But there's the lobbers right there. That's more what you want to see if you're on Super side right now. Getting those lobbers in, trying to hit that spot. Mutoid not exactly in the most favorable position. There's the spreader, though, unfortunately, to vibrate into and takes the death there.
And you know what? Akerasi with the 532 still has a shot here if he can get a good spreader or two.
Yeah,
I'll go for it, Tab. Sorry about that, man.
No, not at all. I think we were about to say the same thing. Yeah, not too far off. That's kind of the good old evener that Mutoid provides sometimes, is that, yeah, sometimes it just won't give you the drops to really pull ahead and keep that lead like you think you would be able to. Akerasi able to get the lobbers in here.
Yeah, has not got the first arm popped off just yet. 5UP does get a refill on the lobbers. Can't die for that spreader. He'll have to try manuals here, and immediately gets run over. Akerasi also gets run over. Can he get a spreader? Nah, it's Rockets. That would have been a great drop. There's the spreader. Now, he can't die for that either because, again, too late. And just like every time, you get vibrated. And trying to master the manuals is one of the most difficult things to do. If you can get manuals on those spreaders, that's how you can get an advantage on your opponent. Unfortunately, neither player just able to take advantage. Here's a chance for Akerasi. He's got a long way to go and a continue that he's got to burn up. 5UP has the head popped off, still in a commanding position, and Akerasi can't get there. It's just too far away.
Yeah, I could respect his decision there. You know, you want to take risks, especially if you have the sense that you're so behind. But yeah, typically if it's over, you know, half the distance to the spreader and you take the death, it's very risky in terms of, like, if you're able to grab it with the invulnerability.
5UP with the final form does take down Mutoid Man, is going to win game number 1. So 5UP probably not going to be pleased with this time, but it is good enough to win game number 1 and draw first blood in this match, 7-23.
Yeah, not the greatest of times for certain, but I've been watching him put into practice the last couple nights here since he's was added into the tourney, and definitely somebody who's willing to just do some no reset runs and really just kind of run to its completion, which is exactly what you need to do in these races. Sometimes you're just not going to get the drops. You're going to lose some orbs maybe. It's not going to be the cleanest run every time. So doing a good job and just keep it running, keep it going, and 7-23 will do it for you.
And here comes the final form shenanigans. We saw that empty drop. That there's been no shortage of final form empty drops here. Akerasi won't be able to get to those rockets, so he needs still another drop to finish up the fight here. It's going to be grenades, and of course, mother hens, and he won't be able to get this drop either. This is final form shenanigans at its finest. We've seen it so much in this tournament already. Now he's got grenades, which I don't know if is going to be enough to finish the job. He just got a refill on the feet there. The lobbers will definitely do the trick if he can land these shots. There it is. So Akerasi will finish it just under 9 minutes. Kind of a rough go there. Akerasi lost several orbs in that and just couldn't really get going. And when there was a spreader, it was just not in the right spot for him to take advantage of that.
Well, GG's to both. With Akerasi, I'm just kind of curious if maybe he's getting used to that hitbox controller that he has, or I don't know. I'm just really hoping, you know, that with the next run, you know, he's able to, like, not dwell on this race or that, you know, that round rather, and see if he picks it up the next one. I would love to see that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that's one of those things I've seen some of those hitbox controllers, and it's I have a tough enough time on a standard, you know, fight arcade cabinet, you know, stick and buttons, that sort of thing. Yeah, you add more buttons to that, and it starts to look a little tricky to me. Definitely something that is interesting. I think just like the fighting game community, I think some people have started using those because it a little easier on the wrists, on the hands, that sort of thing. Maybe a little better ergonomics on that. So, be interesting to see if we ever see anybody else rocking a hitbox controller in the Smash TV community.
You never know. It could happen someday, but we'll get these runners ready for game number 2 and see how they fare.
Yeah, always interesting to see. Exactly. Just one run in, and definitely, I think some clear things. That you probably made some mistakes on Akerasi side. Some things that you definitely want to clean up on Super side too. Not exactly maybe the best RNG in some areas, but uh, not playing to I think your fullest abilities, and you see that with that time as well. So we'll see what they get in race number 2 here.
All right, so they both have their Razor Shield manipulations again. 5UP turned in a sub 40 in their first race, got a nuke, and didn't use it. I'm a little bit surprised about that. It's going to be a little bit closer than last time, but it'll be another 5UP hole shot with a low 41. Akerasi with a low 44, so it's a 3-second lead this time going into collect power-ups. So we'll see what we get for our opening drops. We've got grenades. 5UP is going to try to buy a better drop. Some people would have ignored those grenades, and he does buy a better drop. It's an orb.
Yeah, that was a nice play there, but yeah, you could either with grenades or like invulnerability, like typically like what I do, I just stick with the pea shooter, just keep control of center. But sometimes you want to make the play too of just chasing those drops and getting the orb, and which paid off for him.
Akerasi also getting an orb here a little bit later than 5UP did. Now let's see if he can keep that orb healthy here. He had trouble doing that in the first game in the early room, so let's see if he can make the proper adjustment. So 5UP will be into Eat My Shrapnel first. Akerasi with a better time, a 1:37. That was a better time than in game number 1. Now let's see how he can handle the start of this room. This is where a lot of runners can get into trouble, and there's the trouble right there.
Yeah, that in the corner of explosion, just tricky read there, went right through the center, and just couldn't get the orb block. We've seen that a few times. I think we saw that even earlier today. Some great orb blocking with the shrapnel there, so couldn't get that to happen. Does get rockets here, so Akerasi should be able to still maintain in this room, but 5upamayne going to be getting out with a 211.
Up a 211 there for 5upamayne, and starts with a key. He'll grab it, hopefully buy a better drop. He does buy a better drop, not in the greatest of spots, but he does pick it up. Akerasi had rockets to finish up Eat My Shrapnel, but now he's in total carnage with no orb, and this is where things could really get dicey. There's an orb. Manages to keep it healthy for the time being. A good grab there from Akerasi. 5upamayne just doing a good job keeping control of the middle, keeping the kill count good. Even though, for the second straight game, other than that rocket drop, he's not really had weapons to help complement him in this room. Doesn't need to when you can keep that firing lane good, keep control of the middle, which is what 5upamayne has done thus far.
Yeah, really pretty clean movement by 5upamayne. I'm very impressed by the control he's having. And Akerasi, he looked like he had a sabotage with the grenades there. Then picks it. Oh, then he lost the orb right when he grabbed the rocks.
And then he gets an orb on the feet. He wasn't ready for it. And that's too bad because he had a Razor Shield waiting for him. So once again, Akerasi having problems keeping that orb intact here in the early stages. So this is giving 5upamayne that opportunity to really have the lead. And you see that swirl of shame. That means you spent too much time here in tank trouble. It's a 3:38 into the bonus room.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, rockets will kind of float him to the end there, but we get the rockets on 5upamayne's side, able to take out both gunners to start this room. A little dancing here, still keeping that orb healthy, just barely.
Oh,
Wow.
man, he is right in the rails here, gentlemen. He's had shrapnel, a nuke to give him a breather. Wow.
And he had an orb block too with the shrapnel piece there.
Yeah, that was really getting dicey there for Superman, but he was able to bring it back, got a timely nuke there, gave him that breather that he needed, has an invulnerability now. He gets rockets on the feet to go with it. He's having a pretty good tank trouble, I must say.
Oh, yeah.
Akerasi with rockets, he was able to take out the gunners, but now he needs some weapons to help expedite this room. And I'll tell you what, we got a chance here. It's a 4:29, 90 seconds, boys.
Minute and a half Mutoid, it can happen. Does have the ball bust opportunity. Let's see if he gets it. See what this first drop is, how this swirl treats him as well. Gets the swirl taken care of.
Just like
And-
game number 1, he gets an invulnerability, so he's going to focus on the gunners. He's going to try and get this ball buster. No, he foregoes it. You can't get a sideways ball buster to our knowledge, but gets a grenade, has an invulnerability. He'd love to see a spreader to have a shot here. It's a key. Come on, game. Now he's going to take the death. He's hoping for that spreader. It's a grenade in like the worst spot. Come on.
Yeah, and as we can see, Akerasi here, it looks like he's wrapping up tank trouble right now, and he'll be getting in at about like a 5:18.
And you know, he still has a chance to win this game because of the empty drops that Superman has had here. And if Akerasi can get some timely spreaders, he could get right back into this. It's a spreader, but it's not in a spot to dive where he can't get that.
Yeah, the mother hen right off the bat here from Mutoid, man. Rockets will help you take out the gunners, so that'll help out initially here. But yeah, unfortunately, that spreader not working out.
Yep, he got the right drop, just in the wrong spot. But right now, it's empty drop. More grenades. These weapons have been atrocious for Superman. But even with that, he is still up by 3 forms. But now here's a chance, but that might be too far. Oh, he gets it. Looking to pound it home here and take this
And he
game.
got sabotaged by
Yep.
the Rockets.
How many times have we seen sabotages happen? I mean, not that he was going to PB. He's still in very good position to wrap up this game. This is going to be a much better time for Superman, barring final form shenanigans. Akerasi finally gets that first arm popped off. There's final form for Superman. And there's your final form shenanigans. Once again, empty drops, more empty drops. Oh, so you're almost defeating me. Well, here, have an invulnerability. Have a key. Have a foot.
And there's the worst one, the prime spreader drop in the last form when we really just don't want the spreader anymore, really. We'd rather have another weapon.
Yep, absolutely. And missed the grenade, so he's going to have to wait for another weapon here. It's a spreader. It's a continue. Akerasi finally getting the spreader, but it's too late. Superman will take the first 2 games of this match as Akerasi gets the ribcage exposed now. He's looking for the next drop. It's a lobber, and he'll be able to get that. Watch out for those shrapnels, and watch out for the lasers.
And then he gets zapped, and yeah, not able to get the lobber there. Yeah, we're just hoping to see, Akerasi maybe, like, he still has a chance to at least dive for like a spreader, just to get try to get like a sub-8 here.
Well, it was a spreader, but it was just he couldn't recognize in time. Even if he was going to get it, he was going to get blocked. Final form now for Akerasi. And yeah, that was another rough Mutoid Man fight there for Superman. That was almost 3 minutes. I mean, his arena gameplay has definitely been better than Akerasi, but his Mutoid Man luck has just been awful. I mean, it's been awful for both, but I'd say it's been really bad for Super, considering, he's coming to Mutoid Man fights with shots at PBs here, and not only has he not gotten the drops, he's gotten a lot of empty drops, and now key, and another key for Akerasi. Do I hear 3? No, it's grenades.
It's like the only time you get excited getting grenades is final form. Mutoid Man in the whole run.
Yeah, because you get to good DPS, and that's going to finish off the Mutoid Man fight. But Mutoid Man has had his way with both of these runners so far.
Yeah, just deciding to keep him around a little bit longer. No, why are you leaving? We're trying to leave so quick. Come on, we can stick around a couple minutes, no problem. Like, yeah, we're looking for a 90-second. That'd be a lot better, Mutoid. But still, Stupa able to take care of business right there. 7:20. Again, not exactly a time you love to see, but it'll get it done in this race number 2.
Yeah, most certainly will indeed. And Superman, has had has had decent arena gameplay up to this point so far. And again, just with a little bit of luck, he's going to join that sub 6 club. I can assure you of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we were just discussing too. Like, who do we think will be the next sub 6? And it seemed unanimous that Superman's going to be the one.
Oh, definitely, indeed. I mean, I'd like to see others join that leaderboard, not just Superman. I know there's some others who are on the doorstep of sub 6. In fact, some people who are in the tournament that definitely have the potential of sub 6 as well. So there's always that possibility we could see multiple sub 6 runners emerge onto that leaderboard during tournament time.
I gotta be honest. I have my next opponent after losing to fellow commentator here, Tetsuo, yesterday. I'm lined up against Joey Mittens for a rematch of last year. I think Joey Mittens very easily gets sub 6 pretty soon here.
Oh yeah, you look at his PB, he's got a 616 on the leaderboard, and he's going up against you in the next round. And yeah, he's definitely got capabilities of putting together a sub 6 run if he can just get it all together. So he's definitely someone to consider, of somebody being next on the list of cracking that sub 6 barrier.
Yeah, we're getting them counted down here. Going into game number 3. Looking forward to let's get some better Mutoid luck. I think we're all hoping that right now. We've gotten some decent orb luck for both of our runners. Let's get some decent drops, a little spreader luck for both our runners here going into game 3.
I agree 100%. Here is game number 3 coming up. 5UP taking on Akerasi, looking to sweep this and advance to the next round of the winners bracket. Here we go. Got the Razor Shield to both of our runners. 5UP can avoid that nuke. Akerasi can avoid those grenades. So right now, decent job for both. A chance for Akerasi to get a nuke if he can time it perfectly, but it might have been just a fraction too early. Yeah, that came just a little bit too early for Akerasi to utilize it. And once again, another sub 40 for Superman into collect power-ups. His second one. Akerasi with the 45. That's his worst time going into collect power-ups so far today. So he's going to need some weapons. He's going to need some help here. Spreader to start for Superman. Not a bad drop. Akerasi's opening drop is an orb, though. Let's see if he can keep it healthy.
Yeah, what we would like to see from both runners, is getting the orb like in power-ups. And it's nice seeing Akerasi get that. And then a spreader to capitalize on that. That's always good as well. But then get sabotaged with the grenades.
So many sabotages here. My word. There's a grenade on the feet again. The game tried to sabotage him again. 5UP going to get a 123 into Eat My Shrapnel. 18 of the Mr. Shrapnels that we have to take out, but no more than 4 of the Mr. Shrapnels can be on the screen at any given point, or you're going to start to bleed time. You want a 42.5 second room optimally, and these rockets will definitely help 5UP.
Oh yeah, optimal drop right there. Getting the rockets, getting the refill too. So going to be able to easily clear this room. Be able to probably just single shot through quite a few of these guys. So might have a little bit of clip left if none other drops here.
He's got a little bit of clip left. It should be enough to finish up the room. It is. It'll be a 205. Akerasi is able to keep the orb hiding in the corners there. This time he is not trolled by shrapnels. He's got the room under control. 5UP. Nothing to really start here in total carnage. 219 for Akerasi, so he's 14 seconds back. Let's see how he can handle this room.
Yeah, I'd wager this is the closest, round for these two racers here. So this is turning out to be really exciting here.
There's a block of the shrapnel by the orb there for Akerasi. That protected him from a death right there. And he almost got through that barrage there. Just got clipped by the purple shirt.
Yeah, the loss of the orb there, and you get the spreaders, they'll keep you up for a little bit, but now the nuke, that's not going to help. The death, that's not going to help. And another nuke, that's unfortunate right there, not getting the drops now.
Oh yeah, usually if you lose an orb, more often than not, the game will punish you for losing that orb. And That was close. I thought 5upamayne was going to lose that orb right there at the very end by that green shirt, but he's got a 3:07, a really good time going into the bonus room.
Yeah, going in with the orb, fastest pace from 5upamayne during this race. So I'm really excited to see. We're just hoping for a really good drop, the first drop for Tank Trouble for him. Akerasi also having at least a Razor, had some rockets he could ride on. Hopefully he gets a replacement orb. That's really good.
Very good indeed, and we'll be able to use it to finish up the room. And rockets for 5upamayne. He's picked off by the bullet. So not only does he lose his orb, he's gonna lose the rockets too. So this is probably not to earn for him, but hey, he still has a nice lead here. But it could open the door a little bit for Akerasi if he can get some good drops.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just fired right into that lane. The orb drop again here. The replacement for Supa. Now trying to get back to the center. That tank spawning on the left side. That's a tricky one. He's gonna have to stick to the corner for now as it starts out for Akerasi.
Yeah, there's a nuke for Akerasi. He loses his orb to the green shirt though, but 5upamayne does get his orb intact. He's struggling with a couple of green shirts here. It gets a spreader, which will help, and now Razor Shield will really help him.
Yeah, with Akerasi, he had a nuke drop. Typically, like, what we like to do is, like, if we get a nuke drop in the beginning of Tank Trouble, we're able to, like, clear everything, and it gives us clear paths to the gunners and to take them out.
All right, an orb replacement there for Akerasi, trying to keep it healthy. He gets a Razor Shield. Can he get to it? Can he get to it? No, he is clubbed down by, and again, 5upamayne gets a bad opening drop and back-to-back invulnerabilities. What are you doing, game? Do I hear 3? I hear 3. Up to drop. Do I hear 4? Do I hear 4? I got 3. Do I hear 4? Do I hear 4? I got 3. I got 4. Do I hear 5? I got 4. I got 5. Do I hear 5? I got 4. 4 empty drops. Do I hear 5? I got 4 empty drops. Do I hear 5? Nope. It's invulnerability order of operations game. He got the 2 that you want, but in the wrong order. You want the spreader, then the invulnerability, and he can't really make the most of it. So because of Troll Toy Man doing Troll Toy Man things, guess what? Akerasi's still in this game. Spreader has to do manuals.
Yeah, a little block right. Ooh,
Can he
that's a
get
great
to the
one.
invulnerability? Oh, beautiful. He gets what he needs to do the extra damage. Wow. Both arms popping off just like that. He's in control. And 2 keys for both of these runners now.
We're not going to the Pleasure Dome game. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? Still not as sick as the 7 keys out of 8 drops for Ladab earlier. I mean, that for me was one I won't be forgetting anytime soon. But still, yeah, no Pleasure Dome. There is no Pleasure Dome in this. More keys, come on. Lobbers for 5 up. He can use this to keep the damage going. He's got the head popped off. Yeah, Akerasi cannot die for that spreader. He is going to hope for an invulnerability now, but instead it's another key. So this is going to do it. This is going to do it as long as he doesn't get blocked. Yeah, this should do it for 5 up. Final form should have the transfer damage, should have the win. And there it is, his best time of this match. 5 up is your winner.
10 seconds, contestant.
Yeah, just prime kind of situation right there. The spreader death that was he was able to take right there into pretty much only like a hit or so away from the final form there, getting that maximum transfer damage, and yeah, just pretty much melting that final health bar for Mutoid Man. So yeah, 3-0 for 5upamayne in his very first tournament race. Love to see it. And we'll see him moving on, facing off against J-Pop for life in their second round matchup on the upper side. On the lower bracket, though, Akerasi is going to be running into Ares Fire Tiger. That is going to be a tough matchup, and one that will be for your tournament life.
Oh, most definitely indeed. Akerasi trying to finish up this game here. He gets an invulnerability, and then he gets a foot. He has had a lot of empty drops in this Mutoid Man fight. Are you done yet, game? As Brysolf would say.
And hopefully it is. Hopefully, he's able to at least take these lobbers here and get the... and then it's mother handing them. Okay, he's able to grab the lobbers there and hopefully just finish Mutoid-Man off here with the next couple drops.
Yep, he'll want to try to land as many shots as he can with these lobbers. He's doing a good job, but now Mutoid-Man doing the Troll Toy-Man things in the final form and able to get to those lobbers before Mutoid-Man decided to do something real nasty there. And his movement has been really herky-jerky here. Let's see, is this going to be enough? It is enough there for Akerasi. So his times have been consistent, but it's just not going to be enough against 5UP today.